Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Convocation and welcome back after the summer break. I hope everybody had a wonderful summer holiday. It's been a wonderful summer, weather-wise, and so we should all be well rested and fit to work on our ambitious agenda this fall. I want to welcome those who are joining us on the web. We are being webcast, as has become our practice, and as part of our commitment to outreach and to transparency in our governance. I think there will probably be some people walking in over the next few minutes, as maybe perhaps some people didn't see the 8:45 start. I want, though, to begin first by recognizing that we're here together in Toronto, which is a Mohawk word that means where there are trees standing in the water. And we're going to begin, as many of you know, with a ceremony, as we've done in previous years in our September convocation. The ceremony today is to polish the relationship with the eagle feathers. The eagle feathers are on the lectern this morning before us, but as you know, they usually sit on the table during our meetings. And we're honored to have with us today Elder Myeengun Henry, an elder council member on the Indigenous Advisory Group, and an Aboriginal traditional councillor from the Chippewas of the Thames First Nation near London, Ontario. We are also honored to have with us today Kathleen, Chair of the Indigenous Advisory Group, and a Seneca from the Six Nations of the Grand River in Southern Ontario. So welcome to both of you. For those joining by telephone, we'll be putting the phone in convocation room in lecture mode, and we'll ask that everyone mute their phones, and we will take attendance on the telephone following the ceremony when we begin the business of today. So with that, Elder Myeengun Henry, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Waking up this morning and traveling into Toronto from Kitchener, I took something different. I decided to take the Greyhound, and sometimes when you take your eyes off the driving and the car in front of you, you get to see many things, and I got to see that beautiful sun come up once again. Reminded me of this new fall season that we've entered into, and there's responsibilities that come with that new fall season, and it reminded me of what we are here today to share. A responsibility together in a very, not so new, but a distinguished way. As a member of my nation and keeper of some of our traditional knowledge, I've been very fortunate over the years to have gained and seen many things change in our lifetime. The things that need to be presented are being offered in a good way, which brings us to this beautiful day, as we open the doors to celebrate our beautiful relationship together with the original people of this land and the people that came to live on this beautiful Turtle Island. Today we have this opportunity once again to bring back a ceremony that was at one time outlawed in this country, one that was looked upon as not acceptable to society. When we look back to the days when there was a struggle for the original people to remain Indigenous, to remain with their identities that Creator has given them. And then we got through those years, and we're still struggling today, but we are bringing them back. And in terms of building this relationship coming into this convocation, we are about to perform a ceremony that was, like I said before, looked at as very, very bad. When I see the good that our ceremonies do and the confidence that it gives those who participate, I can not see how it should have been looked at as bad. But today, I'd like to offer this ceremony with all the dignity and respect that I've learned from the elders that I've been in this world with, as we walk together hand in hand, going through those tough times. And I'd like to recognize those warriors who decided that they would endure anything that happened if they were caught doing these ceremonies. They would go in the bush and they would practice ceremonies at the possibility of being harmed or killed. But they decided that our children need to have this knowledge, and they'll take this risk of keeping this beautiful language and ceremony alive. And so there's where we enter in today, is those warriors that took that path and they kept that ceremony alive and well. They say our language is dying, but I kind of look at it from this perspective. When we had that first heartbeat that Creator gave us in this world, we were given many things. One was love, peace, respect. One was our language. And it's in there, even though we were forced to remove that. All you have to do is find that inspiration to be able to bring that language out. The same way that we are here today is to find that inspiration to move forward with a commitment that we've made some years ago, that we'll walk together upon North America or Turtle Island in partnership, and to create this atmosphere of love and hope and respect for all that live on Turtle Island. So with today, we need to recall a certain event that took place here at the Law Society in 1998. A day when 2 feathers were presented to the Law Society. I see the feathers right in front of me here, and I'm going to hold these up for you all to see. I'm not sure if all of you have seen these feathers before. But on that day, this very special gift was presented. And with the gift came the story of these eagle feathers and how the spine of this eagle feather carries the strength of growth. We can actually grow through that spine. But each side of the eagle feather carries the partnership that was presented on that day, the Law Society and the original people of this land. And they said that there was no time in history that one of the strands from the feathers grew over the other. They grew in equal balance all the way up till they got to this level. And that's what is significant about the eagle feathers when they're presented, when they're used at a wedding ceremony. It brings 2 partners together and tells them that the strength of that partnership will create a beautiful life together. And they said that the eagle feather, which is the highest flying and most powerful bird that we look at, sees the farthest. He has vision. He carries our prayers and our smudges up to Creator's land so that he can have that opportunity so we can be heard. And when we have this partnership as strong as the eagle feathers, it even reminds us of being children with the fluffs that we are when we're small, and we start growing from that point. And we have this feather now that was dressed very beautifully by the beads that signify the strength of the 4 original nations that live in this world. 2 feathers that are to be ever present when we meet, because it reminds us of the possibilities and strengths, even though we don't know what they are at that moment. We know that there's still vision like that eagle presented. So today, and I was reminded about 2 years ago, out on the lawn of the Law Society, that a sunrise ceremony took place with Elder Alex Jacobs, a very good friend of mine and a teacher of our language. He had that sunrise ceremony, and at that time there was a cloth that was given with these eagle feathers too. And that cloth that was presented talked about the struggles of our warriors and the women who would go and patch the wounds of our elders as they laid in pain during those wars that we've had. So the red signifies that important part of healing. And it's here to comfort these eagle feathers as they lay here until they're used. So we bring that out to remind us that healing still needs to be done. A lot of healing still needs to be done within our nations together. A lot of damage has been created. But you can look at the times when the damage was created, or we can look forward, just like the eagle, to the times when we can make this beautiful country work together with the beautiful souls that exist here. So today, we want to honor these eagle feathers. They're not symbols that sit in a wall. They are alive and well, and they do their job because when we put them away and box them up and just sit them there for no specific reason, they're not doing their job. They need to be brought out and talked about. And so the reminder that we'll have today is that significance of this beautiful eagle feather and partnership that exists between the Lost Society and the original people of this land. Before us, or behind here, we have two significant belts that also are reminders of our history together. Our Treaty of Niagara in 1764, which ratified the Royal Proclamation. And 24 nations that gathered at the Treaty of Niagara to do the acknowledgement of the Treaty of Niagara came together and built that strength. So we have many, many reminders, and we have to polish them up every now and then to remind ourselves. Take it home, not just to your work, but to your families, to your communities, to say that there is significance in the things that we do today, and in that opportunity to become stronger for the future. So I really honor these eagle feathers in that way, and I'd like to, at this time, offer a little ceremony. And one of our medicines that we use is Mashko de Wishk, in my language. How many people consider themselves elders? With that term elder comes wisdom. Those that identify themselves as elders have brought into this world many experiences. And they've examined and they've seen and they've walked through different times in our history. And when you put an elder with a child, the generations of knowledge passed on to that child is significant, because I think without that passing of knowledge, we forget where we come from. We forget about the ceremony that said that this was significant. We forget about the things that are important and was important at the day that that event took place. So we need those elders and we need those children to come together to have that knowledge passed on to the next generation to come. We've been very fortunate in our teachings that we even think of 7 generations to come in the future. A decision that I make today will affect 7 generations to come. So I think that elder, that youth, that gathering of significance brings strength within ourselves. But because we forget, because we're human, because we don't always remember in our busy worlds, Creator gave us a medicine called Mashko de Wishk. And if you look at a sage plant, it's gray, like an elder's hair. Like your grandmother, if you look at her, and she has long braids, and her hair is gray, and she's dressed in a very beautiful fashion. She's taking care of herself. She's got those beautiful eyes that talk about love. And she knows it won't be long when she goes through that western door and goes to visit Creator. But she has a lot of messages to tell that young people that are still here. She says that the wisdom and the things that I've learned, I think you can learn from too. Create your own wisdom, but learn from the past and have that ability to share in the future. And so the sage is a strong medicine. When you light it, you can tell that it's been used. The gray represents the elder's hair. And it's almost like when those elders are ready to pass on to that spirit world, they don't have that much time to spend with you, so they need to make that message strong and wonderful so that it works for everybody to understand. So when we smudge our eagle feathers, we smudge ourselves. We remind ourselves of that beautiful elder that is significant in our lives. I think we all have somebody who's gone onto that spirit world. Everybody in this room knows somebody that they love that's gone there. But they're still here, inspiration in our hearts, and we honor them during our ceremonies, because without them, we wouldn't be who we are today. So, on that day in 1998, when these feathers came to this society, we're going to, as they said with the wampum belts, repolish them, because, like I said, we forget sometimes. So we need to bring these out today, and on this day of, the first day of fall, we're going to do that. So I'm going to clean these off because they've been sitting there for a while. They did come out a few times, and they've been used at a few different gatherings. And we now have formed an Indigenous advisory group at this Law Society. We had our first meeting, and we brought them there. And we're going to bring another eagle feather that's going to sit with our group specifically, and they're going to converge when we gather, so that the history of these feathers will converge with the history that we're making with the new feathers that we're bringing. So I'd like to light this smudge bowl and clean these feathers off for you in your presence. I'd like to smudge these down, and I'll do a circle to represent the four nations, the four original nations on this beautiful earth that Creator gave to all of us. Our beautiful Mother, the earth, holds the lives of all people. Sit there for a second. You know, sometimes you gather negativity on your being just by driving in and running into a traffic problem, or going to Tim Hortons and you got the wrong coffee. Start your day off in a very negative way, and you get to work and you say, my day's not even starting out right. Creator gave us an opportunity to dissolve some of that, because we're here for important reasons. Why would, if we're making a decision on a very important matter, thinking about the coffee that was spoiled this morning, I'd rather think about the issue that needs to be addressed. So Creator gave us this medicine to wash away the negativity, to give us a chance to clear our minds, our bodies, our souls of the things that clog our good intentions. So with these feathers, I'd like to honor the four nations that Creator brought into this world: the red, the yellow, the black, and the white. And I'll go from the four directions this way, because they're all here. And the wisdom and strength of those four nations coming together, can you imagine how strong we are? Because each of you were given the strength of your ancestors. You were given the strength of your teachings. Your indigenous self comes along with you. And as we honor the four, we honor the strength that comes within these feathers that were offered. So I'm going to clean these feathers off like this and get rid of the negativity, get rid of the inconsistencies of understanding. Get rid of the non-opportunist ways that we've always turned to. So these feathers are repolished by a simple ceremony like that, and it reminds us of what we need to do. I can't in my mind think of why that would have been illegal not too long ago, just to do a simple ceremony that I just did. Cleanse myself so I can speak to you. Cleanse myself so I can be a part of this beautiful gathering with you, these beautiful souls that are here. So these feathers now have been repolished. Just like the day that they were significantly presented to this Law Society, they were given a chance to grow together. I'd like to, at this time, offer, if possible, our treasurer to come up this way. And to stand next to me over here. I'd like to, at this time, also ask if Kathleen, who's our chair for our Indigenous advisory group, to stand over here. These feathers are very important in partnership. Can I get you to hold one of these feathers? And Catherine, can I get you to hold that one? I was very honored this morning when I came in and had a good friend of ours greet us at the door. Grant, are you here someplace? Grant offered me some tobacco to come here and do a ceremony, and that's one of the most significant acts of offering that can be done. The passing of tobacco to an elder, the passing of tobacco. And that tobacco, they said, was, in the way I've learned, was one of the first, well, when we were brought, create a perfect place on our Mother the Earth. She houses our medicine. She keeps us, she gives us a place to walk during the day we're born until the day we pass on. And when we pass on to the spirit world, she even takes us back into our Mother the Earth. And he said that when we came to this world, he put us right next to the tobacco plant and said, when we need to talk to Creator, use our tobacco in prayer, whether it be in our pipe ceremony or just passing it onto our Mother the Earth. So today, with the polishing of these feathers, I'd like to ask once again that our Creator acknowledge us on this beautiful day. And through the pipe, as it's always been done, I'd like to ask that Creator acknowledge this moving forward of this partnership between the Lost Society and the original people of this land. And through the pipe, give us that opportunity to have it heard from our Creator, but also those who inspired you, the ones who gave you life, the ones who gave you significance and the ability to learn. So back in the days when my parents went to residential school, they were thoroughly hurt and beaten because they uttered a word or a number of words from our language. And so my dad decided not to use them anymore. They told me when I was growing up that our language was only going to get you in trouble, son. It's not going to do you any good in this world. Your ceremonies and being an original person of this land is just going to be a hindrance to you, because I know that's what he told me. When I was in residential school, I was beaten for speaking our language. I was hurt because I wanted to practice a ceremony that my grandparents taught me, and I was told it was ugly, so I believed them now. Because when you get beat so many times, it becomes real. You fight back, but it plays a role in your mind. And I feel that today. So today, my dad has gone to the spirit world, but before he left, we had this discussion about the role that I took in life. Me and him separated from the time that I discovered me being a Native person, because he didn't want me to do that, but I needed to do that. I found medicine people, I found elders, and I went that route, and around age 12, me and my dad separated. We went through life like that. And I couldn't understand that, because I was doing so well, and I was so confident in myself. And he didn't like that. But the day that he was on his dying bed, we had this discussion, and he said, son, I couldn't honor what you did throughout your life with you knowing me, but inside my heart, you did the best thing, and I'm so proud of you. And it was such an emotional moment, because me and my dad were never emotionally tied. It was always bickering and disagreement. But I knew from that point that what he learned in residential school, he just couldn't pull himself to say that he could support that because of how he was treated. And so on that day when he passed away, I felt so honored that even though he hid it all those years, he was honored by the things that I was doing. And so now, standing in front of you today, I'm so honored that he gave me that strength to be who I am. So this pipe ceremony will honor the creator to creator, the convergence of love between nations. And we'll do so in this manner. I'd like to ask our creator in these words to honor this beautiful day together. Abujo Myeengun and Dejnikas Deshkan Zibi and Donjibak Myeengun Dodem, Getchimanado Chimigwech Minwaka Kinamanda Ganaju and Gijgat Nongum. Getchimanado Chimigwech Minwaka Kinamampi Mawajeko Kinamagiwin. Getchimanado Chimigwech Minwaka Kinamampi Ningo Dode Moin. Getchimanado Gigado Indaso Gijgat Anishnabi Moin. Getchimanado Chimigwech Minwa. Kukina and Somsak, Shomsak, Getchimanado, Nanagado Wendan, Kukina Nagitsimak, Getchimanado, Nanagado Wendan, Mampi, Kukina Mashomsak, no Kumisakaye. Getchimanado, Chimigwech Minwa Kukina Magizi Migwan, Getchimanado, Chimigwech Minwa Kukina Mampi. Wesiak. Getchimanado, Chimigwechminwa, Nana Gado Wendam, Kukina Nagasha Ake. Getchimanado, Chimigwechminwa, Kukina Mampi Mino Bamadaziwin. As those prayers were put into this tobacco, and if you agree, with this beautiful partnership going forward of this hard work that we need to do in the future and the ability that we have and the inspiration we have, I'd like to ask both parties that are holding you feathers if they agree to this partnership from this day forward. Thank you. An acknowledgement from the witnessers. Do we agree to that?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. With that, we would normally light the pipe. I'm going to do this as the sun comes up in the morning because we have a day to ponder this and think about not just walking out of the room today and that was that and move on to business. We're going to remember what we had to do. So I'm going to give Creator that time to allow you to remember. And then tomorrow morning at sunrise, I'll light this pipe and I'll send that prayer to Creator. So we acknowledge it by sharing that prayer within this pipe. And those two feathers, can they come together in hands? Like that. And look at the people, and this is our partnership. I'd like to offer a real quick honor song at this time. They said the first 4 beats of this drum is to signify the spirit of the 4 original nations placed on this earth. And then that heartbeat of that Mother Earth strengthens the bond that we made today in rekindling this beautiful partnership. The last verse of this song I'll be doing without a drum because that's in honor of those who've gone on to the spirit world. Those that you love, those that inspired you. Way up, hey up, hey, hi up, way up, hey up, hey up, way up, hey up, hey up, way up, hey up, hey up, oh, hey, hi up, hey up, oh, hey, way I, hi up, way I, hi up, hey up, hey up, oh, hey. Way up, hey up, hey, hi up, way up, hey up, hey up, way up, hey up, hey up, way up, hey up, hey up, oh, hey, hi up, hey up, oh, hey, way I, hi up, way I, hi up, way ya, hey ya, hey hi ya, way ya, hey ya, hey yo, way ya, hey ya, hey ha, way ya, hey ya, hey ya, ho, hey hi ya, hey ya, ho, hey, way I hi yo, way I hi ya, hey ya, hey ya, ho, hey. That last verse, like I said, is for those that inspired you. So think about those beautiful people that you love that are gone on that spirit world. I love you, Dad. I love you, Mom. Way ya, hey ya, hey hi ya, way ya, hey ya, hey yo, way ya, hey ya, hey ha, way ya, hey ya, hey ha, ho, hey hi ya, hey ya, ho, hey, way I hi yo, way I hi ya, hey ya, hey ya, ho, hey, way ya, hey ya, hey yo. A gift was presented to me, and I really want to appreciate your gift. We can put your feathers down here. Yep, right in there is good. Perfect. It's good. And we'd also like to extend an offer of gratitude for you.
Okay, thank you very much.
And I hope the day goes well for you and everybody here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Very much appreciate this.
Thank you.
So I'd like to also just thank formally Elder Myeengun and Henry and Ms. Lickers for coming today. This is an important ceremony, and it's an important reminder for us of the broader interest we have with the Indigenous peoples. And I want to especially acknowledge how fortunate we are to have the support of Kathleen Lickers, the co-chair of the Indigenous Advisory Group and a long-time friend and former colleague of mine. And I'm very much looking forward to the group guiding us in the recommendations that we and the steps that we need to take to develop our relationships with Indigenous peoples. And I'm looking forward to very positive changes in that regard. So thank you again very much for coming and to setting us on our way this fall term. Thank you.